Hi everybody, so welcome back to Berry Cubing 101. This is part number 2 of the Crazy Unicorn Cube, and as usual, explaining how to do the cube is a lot more difficult than actually doing it. But I know it's a difficult cube, but I hope you've gotten this far because it's really worthwhile with this cube. This is a nice cube, and I really like for you to be able to solve this one. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with. Everything is solid as far as the centerpieces, right? So what we want to do, our goal is to match up all the edge pieces, okay, all the way around. And when we look at the edge pieces, we're going to notice that one is larger than the other. Okay, so this green yellow is clearly larger than this orange blue piece. So that's what we're looking to do, is replace this piece with an orange blue so it matches up with that. Now to be able to do that, we want to maintain one corner. So whether it's this one, this one, this one, or this one, you know, pick whatever corner you want. I just do it with white on top, and I'm going to maintain the solvability of this corner right here, but I'm not going to worry about this corner, or this corner. I'm just worried about maintaining the solvability of this corner right here. Also you want to keep in mind your orientation: orange to orange, white to white, and green to green. Okay, so you know, and if you need some further information, or you know, if this video is not doing it for you, check out the regular unicorn cube because it's basically the same deal. Okay, so here we're looking for a blue orange. Okay, so I want to put a blue orange piece right there. So the way I'm going to do that is, first I got to locate it. It's right here. And secondly, I have to put it in a spot where I can actually use it. So if I were to turn this and put this blue orange piece in and turn it back, I would find that not only is in its correct position, it's still rotatable. Okay, so if I were to rotate this down, you would see that the blue matches blue and the orange matches orange. So that's how we match up the blue and orange. So what we want to do is we want to move this out of the way, okay, and put another piece here. Now, because we want to solve or save these two pieces, you know, while they're together. So when I rotate this back so that this white right here matches up with this white, okay, what's going to happen is there's going to be an orange, or I'm sorry, a green yellow piece in this position. So let's move this back, and let's remember that this green yellow piece is going to be up here. So we want a small green and yellow piece right there. So we need to find that small green yellow piece. Okay, where is it at? It's small green yellow. It's right here. Okay, so we're going to move it into a position where we can actually see it. And we want to maintain the solvability of this corner, right? So we need to put these pieces in the same orientation as these two. So if I were to turn these two down, you see that the smaller pieces on the bottom, larger pieces on top. Let's move those out of the way. We'll save those. Replace it with a smaller piece on the bottom, larger piece on top, okay? And then we turn this back. And we replaced it with the small green and yellow, so that when we turn this back, okay, these two pieces match. Now, before we turn them back, though, let's understand that we can, you know, get a double bubble here where we can replace, say, if I were to turn this, the blue-white piece would be over here in this position. So let's see if we get a blue-white piece over there. So let's turn that back. Let's find the blue and white piece. We're looking for the small blue-white piece, which is right there. All right, so blue and white. We want to put it in this position. So let's see how we're going to be able to get it there. You have to get creative sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this down. turn this in this position so that when I turn this back up, it's still in the same orientation where the smaller pieces on my left, the larger pieces on my right. So when I turn this back, this corner is still rotatable. So let's go ahead and rotate that. And we did it so that these two pieces match and these two pieces match. So that's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and understand that we need to put a small white red piece right there. So let's find the small white red. Small white and red. Probably already looked at. Oh, here it is, right here. All right, so small white and red. Okay, so we want to put this piece right here. All right, so if I were to turn this down, we have the smaller piece on the bottom, larger piece on the top. Turn this down. We have the smaller piece on the bottom, larger piece on top. Turn this back. Okay, and it's still in the correct orientation to accept this one. But before we do that, we still want to save these blues. And when we replace it, we want to replace it with a orange green. So let's find a small orange green to put right there. It's right here. Okay, so this tells me that if I rotate this down this way, put these pieces in this position, I'll have the smaller piece on the bottom and the larger piece on top. Okay, if I were to rotate these and put in this position, smaller piece on the bottom, larger piece on top, rotate back, and we're all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and rotate this here so that this piece matches this and this piece matches this. Okay, great. So those are matched up. Now, when we rotate this back, we want to make sure that we have this corner match this corner again. So we want to rotate this way. So this time we'll be going counterclockwise. You don't have to, but I just like to make sure that we just get it in there. So orange and yellow. So let's see if we can find a small orange yellow to put right there. Okay, the small orange yellow's over here. So if you get creative, I know I can bring this down, turn this so that the smaller pieces on the left, larger pieces on the right, turn this back, smaller pieces on the left, larger pieces on the right, and then swing that back. We just turn this in if we wanted to do that. But we can also, remember, get a double here where we can, if we put a red-green piece right there, a small red-green, that would work out for us as well. So let's see if we can find a small red and green. It's right here at the bottom. Okay, so let's move it into a position where you can actually see it. We'll swing these down. Smaller pieces on the bottom, larger pieces on top. Turn that. Smaller pieces on the bottom, larger pieces on top. Turn that back, right? And then that is in the correct position to accept this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so these pieces matched, these pieces matched, and just by luck, okay, we just lucked out, these pieces matched. Okay, so, and remember, we're not worried about the rest of this cube here. I mean, it's fine if you just turn it back, everything's good. But we didn't mess up the circles or anything. And this corner's still solvable, so that's great. So we still have more things to go though. So let's just replace this piece with this. Okay, make sure you have the same orientation. Okay, because you still want it to be turnable. Let's put in another piece that needs to be worked on. This piece right here needs, well, this piece right here also needs to be worked on. So make sure you have it in the correct orientation so that this time I'd have to go down. So that, this piece would be down here, so I can turn this back. right? Correct orientation, that's great. And let's put another broken piece in there. So how about this one? Okay, no, not that one, this one. Okay, so this time we'd have to take these completed pieces, put it over here. Okay, take these broken pieces, put them in there, correct orientation, turn that back. So this is still rotatable. Great. Now, I've just happened to notice if I just turn this is correct. Okay. Let's see. Let's have a look around. So if I were to turn this in, that would be correct, but I would need a, we'll say a yellow white piece right there. So let's see if we can find that yellow white. I'm sorry, no, yellow white, an orange white. So the orange white piece is right there. So that's not going to work out for us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take a single. All right, we'll just rotate it so we'll take this and replace it with this one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pop that in. Okay, good. And when we rotate this back, this one matches red. This one matches the yellow. This one matches the white. And if I were to turn this back, it's all good. No, it's not all good. Okay, so let me have a quick look around. These are correct. These are correct. These are correct. Correct. On the bottom, those are correct. Those are correct. Those are correct. And these are correct. Okay, cool. So this is what we ran into. And we just turn that back if you want. Don't worry about if the circles seem to be messed up. They're not. You always just quickly and easily turn them back. Now, I'm actually glad we ran into this situation because what happened here was everything is correct. The entire cube is correct. However, this corner here, if I were to turn this so that these white pieces and these orange pieces and these blue green pieces match, well then these pieces no longer match. These edges only match if these three pieces are incorrect. So we can't have that, okay? We need to be able to have everything in their correct orientation. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and keep these circles in their correct positions and position. And what we need to do is we need to mess up one of these pieces. So we're going to take a correct piece. So we'll take this correct piece and substitute it for a wrong piece. All right, so we're just going to take that, put that in there, and put that in there. And okay, so what we did was we took this incorrect piece, and it's incorrect because they don't match. We substituted it for a piece that does match, okay? And you have to be careful about how you go about doing this now. But basically, let's rotate this just up here so I can actually see it a little bit better. And understand that if I were to turn this down, okay, I would need this orange or this yellow blue piece to be right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's substitute that. Okay. Now that I've substituted, I can turn this down. Okay. Now, if I were to turn this back, okay, I would have to have the red blue piece right there. Okay, so the red blue piece is right here. So let's just go ahead and pop that in. Return that. and pop that in. And so basically what we did is we shuffled a couple pieces around, right? We substituted one incorrect piece for one piece that was correct, brought it back up to the top, swapped them out, and the cube now worked itself out so that when you turn back, this piece matches here, this piece matches here, and this piece matches here with the correct orientation. And again, all you have to do is turn that back so that you don't mess up the centers. Okay, just like that. So now if you look around the cube, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, so is this. In the middles, these are correct, these are correct, these are correct, these are correct, and then on the bottom with the yellow on top, these two are correct, these two are correct, correct, and correct. Okay, so that's how you go about solving for all the edges. Now it's just a simple matter of just putting these pieces back in their correct positions. So for example, this white blue can go here. If you just keep it on the bottom with white facing downwards, turn that, okay, as on the blue side, turn it so that these two match and this matches. So when you turn this back, you see that the blue matches blue and the white matches white. All right, let's get another piece on the bottom. Okay. So there's a white green piece down here. We turn this down and pop that in and turn this back. Okay, so that's correct. The white orange, want to get that on the bottom. Okay, so you just rotate until you get it on the bottom. Move it out of the way. Rotate this down, pop that in, rotate back. And the same deal with this one. So to get these whites on the bottom, what you're going to do is turn that, swing it down to the bottom, move it out of the way, return this. The white's on the bottom here. Take this piece, rotate it down, pop those in, and swing it back up. Okay, now we're just going to place these corners. It's just a simple 3x3 strategy. Okay, just to pop that in. This one goes right there. And this one goes there. And finally, this one goes right here. Okay, so we've completed the whites. Let's flip this upside down so that the white's on the bottom. And with your standard edge placing algorithm, okay, with blue to blue, okay, we want to put this here. So it's, let's see, UI, LI, U, L, U, F, UI, FI. Okay, and that piece gets placed correctly. To be able to place this one, same algorithm. Okay. To be able to place this one, this time we're going to go to the right. So it's U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, and F. And to place this one, same algorithm. Okay, great. That's good. And that's good. Okay, so you want to make sure that these corners on the white side now rotate. Okay, so that's good. And that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and start working on the yellows. So if these two yellows are up, which they are, that's good. We want to make sure that this yellow is up, and we want to make sure this yellow is up. So we need to flip these. So have one face you, one to your right, okay, and go F U R U I R I F I. Okay, great. We can turn this and see if anything matches up, and they do. That matches up here, that matches this color, this matches this color, and this matches this color. If they do not match, okay, so let's just say you ended up with well, let's say you ended up with this, right? Where only orange matches, but that doesn't match here, and that doesn't match there, and that doesn't match there. Keep the orange facing you, or whatever color it is facing you. Go R U R I U R 2U R I. Okay. We still needs to be rotated. So because that doesn't match, and that doesn't match, just go R U R I U R 2U R I. Okay, great. So match, 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 and match. If two of them matched and two did not, keep the two that did not to the back, or one to the right and one to the back, and do this soon algorithm again, and they'll match. So now it's time to orientate the corner. So this is correct. This is incorrect, incorrect, and incorrect. Keep the one that's correct. If none of them are correct, just do what I'm about to show you. Then one of them will be correct, and then you'll be caught up to where we're at right now. So when you get one that's correct, keep it to your right and go U R U I L I U R I U I L. And you want to keep doing that until they all fall into their correct positions. And so that's correct, and orientate correctly. That's correct, not orientate correctly. Correct and correct, but not orientate correctly. So at this point, all that's left is just do your RIDIRD until this piece and this piece. And if this piece was rotated, you'd have to do the same thing for this one. But in this case, it's just this piece and this piece that are affected. So let's go ahead and do our RIDIRD. So it's RIDIRD again, RIDIRD. Just keep doing it until it's correct. Then rotate the next one that is affected. Okay, so this one's already correct, so we don't have to mess with that. So this is the next affected one, and just do RIDIRD again until the cube works itself out. Okay, and then it's just a matter of turning that, and the cube is now solved. Okay, so again, if you had any issues, please watch the regular unicorn cube first, and that will, I don't know, maybe I went into more detail about matching up these edges in that video. I don't know, but that's basically it. It's pretty straightforward solve. It's worth getting, and I think you'd have a lot of enjoyment solving it. So we'll see you next time on Barry Cubing 101. Take care. Bye.